I want to dive a little bit deeper into the first step from the last video about assessing abatement potential. So abatement strategies and roadmaps can have a lot of moving parts, but we want to talk about how you might consider it. And we have an example here on the screen. So thinking about scope one emissions, there are a number of ways that you can reduce those emissions. On the screen here, we have that you may consider electrifying processes, vehicles, or equipment to reduce fossil fuel usage and switching to green power sources whenever possible if electrification isn't possible. Typically, scope one abatement levers have the opportunity for a return on investment, especially if you're looking at increasing your energy efficiency practices at your facilities. And so that's something to consider when assessing the abatement potential from those projects. The next thing to look at for scope one and two is thinking of ways to reduce your electricity consumption or to green your electricity consumption. You can increase energy efficiency through processes, equipment, and systems management. And something like an energy audit might help you to do that. That's another one that might have a really valuable return on investment, and the business case can be quite strong for it. Your other option for reducing your scope 2 emissions would allow you to source renewable electricity, whether that's from solar panels on your roof or some contractual mechanism that allows you to have green claims for your electricity consumption. Moving on to look at the abatement potential for scope 3, you'll want to prioritize your highest emitting categories, which may be purchased goods and services, capital goods, or some other category. You'll probably want to work with your suppliers to enable supplier improvement and climate maturity so they can reduce their scope 1, 2, and 3 emissions and report that data back to you. You can partner with your suppliers potentially on decarbonization projects, such as bringing together a number of suppliers to source renewable electricity. You can look at the packaging that you use and all of the equipment that goes into producing your products to see if there's ways to reduce the emissions through product or packaging innovation or process innovation that can really help reduce those scope 3 emissions. You may consider incorporating greenhouse gas considerations into your research and development processes and making sure that you're working on innovating and expanding your technologies and solutions in a way that also is considerate of the planet and the climate impact. You can improve your labeling or your packaging materials to ensure that products are disposed of in a way that's the most environmentally friendly. As well as think about your logistics processes and providers to think about how you can reduce emissions within your logistics of your supply chain. These are a number of potential reduction measures, but you'll really need to look internally within your own organization of where your emission hotspots are and what you could do to reduce those emissions. This is an example, but it's important to consider this for